Make no attempt to reload your device. You are now entering the Hellhole.
Ring-a-ding-ding. We're live, pal. In the Hellhole and beyond. We're playing some Vampire Survivors, so you can see I've unlocked all the, or most of the Castlevania characters in Vampire Survivors. I'm Internet Sensation Mick Lucifer. This is Vampire Survivors Ode to Castlevania DLC. I've been playing it. You can go ahead to the archive. You can see what I've been doing. Some of it anyway, not all of it. Offline, I unlocked a whole heap of these characters. Generally, they're pretty easy. You just gotta upgrade each unique weapon. John Morris, I think, was the tricky one where you had to get like 4 separate things. And Maria, I think, was tricky because I think, was it Maria that needed 2 specific things upgraded in the same run? I think needed the Alucard spear, so I used Eric Lacard from Bloodlines. Check that out in the archive. You had to do the Iron Bowl or whatever, but yeah. Anyway, we're trying to get Richter, and to do that, we got to upgrade Maria's weapon. We've got Maria. I haven't played as Maria. This is going to be all new. Shout out to Floofy-kun for encouraging me to keep playing, because I lost interest. I wasn't going to unlock everything straight away. Floofy-kun gave me the tip on YouTube. Now, what am I doing? How am I going to do this? I guess we'll just play and see what happens, and maybe I've been using the Mad Groove for my unlocks, because why wouldn't I? But for the purposes of this playthrough, I'm going to be a little bit more legit about everything. So we got to upgrade this Taj. This is Maria, and this is who I completed. I think this is who I completed Rondo of Blood with. But I didn't do that on stream, so that means nothing to you. But I did do it. I'd like to play some more Rondo of Blood sometime. I guess we'll see how many bosses we can take out while we're doing this. I'm going to be a little bit cavalier about this. We might regret it. We might have to do a couple of runs. But this is a good game. It's fun. This Taj seems pretty good. I feel like I can kind of just charge through everything when it's in good shape. Let's get on with this. God. I haven't really thought about what weapons I should be getting. Not that the options are really me. I mean, starting to think that maybe I should have used the Mad Groove for this. The Mad Groove's good because you can control some of your early choices and get those support weapons. just realized I don't even remember what I need to upgrade this thing. Charge. I don't even know what it looks like. Look at this. Do I need armor? Is that what I need? Guardian's Targe needs Pomerola. Yeah, I should be using the Mad Groove. I've screwed this up already. Let's get out of this. And we're gonna Mad Groove it because we're leaving a lot to chance right now. And I don't want to do that right now. We want results, so let's go Mad Groove. And let's lock this thing in. Try to get a good run here. So I'm not even gonna muck around. We go straight for Armadillo. We get the Pomerola. Now we can rock and roll. That's the good stuff. And what to do? Part of the problem is just making sure you don't have too many options. You know, you really want to lock in that evolution. So I think the Targe lets me just plow through everybody, but it's got to be active. See, I'm not liking how this is going right now. Feeling on the matter. You at Targe? There you go. Eesh. That's what we want. Level it up. Be interesting to see how this thing is maxed out. I've been finding some of these runs have been getting a little tricky towards the end, so we'll see how we go. Maintaining this much focus on the Targe could be something that backfires later on. I might wish that I had some more offensive options. We'll see. I'm gonna go for all the bosses, so I'll grab that. I'll give myself something a little extra. These trees are maybe one of my only complaints about this thing. Like, look how far that goes. That's not how a tree works. That much tree is not in the ground. It's a little tricky to get around them sometimes. So if I'm remembering Maria's description, she gets these little helpers. I think you can get more as you level it up. We're doing that. I'm a little sloppy right now, but we'll see if we can at least pull it out. Everyone's having a good time. The construction saga continues. We're making some progress, though. It's good. There's talk of maybe concluding before Christmas. I'm a little skeptical, personally, the way these things go. I don't think it's going to happen, but if it does, it'll be real swell. It'll be nice to close the chapter on some of the disruptions that have been rumbling through the Hellhole through the last half of this year. Really been dragging out. We've had some good results. We've had some bad results. Got some good results over Black Friday. Picked up some deals. Always like to do that. Maybe we'll, I don't know, maybe do a little show and tell. I don't know. I always think that's a little bit weird, but that seems to be like a YouTube thing. People enjoy just checking stuff out. I don't know. I really only got a few movies. And I'm still waiting for Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection to come out here. It doesn't come out until next Friday, so there's a week delay from the rest of the world. That's pretty disappointing. That kind of thing is, I thought maybe more of a thing of the past. Still a little unsure about the status of the collectible comic that comes with it. And so the comic is, as I kind of suspected, it's really just like a manual-sized little leaflet that's gonna sit inside your game case, referring, of course, to the physical version of Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, as if there's any other version. We do it legit here in the Hellhole. We like physical media. I bought some Blu-rays and DVDs. It was my Black Friday haul. I got some comics as well, if you must know. We might talk more about comics. That's always nice. I just gotta have my faculties, really. It's been a little tricky. Sleep is all over the place. Sleep is optional when you need portions of your house reconstructed. The guy's available. Send him in. Who cares how early it is? Who cares if I haven't had enough sleep? Just get it done. You gotta be a little bit mercenary about that kind of stuff. Charge through here. So what are we're already at 10 minutes, so it's a pretty sloppy run all around. I gotta start getting some unlocks. I gotta these problem is if I add more weapons, it's more things that can take away from the upgrades. And really, that's my priority, is just getting the Guardian's Touch upgraded so we can get Richter. And then according to Floofy-kun over on YouTube, giving me the hot tip in the comments, always like that kind of thing. Not sure what I'm getting at there. But yeah, so apparently there is more going on here, but you gotta get all the characters. You gotta get Richter. And to get Richter, you gotta unlock everybody else, so you gotta get them all. Gotta catch them all if you want to get the good stuff. I don't know if I've mentioned, but also while I was essentially, Ode to Castlevania got me playing Vampire Survivors again, enjoying Vampire Survivors again, because it's a fun game, and it's a good game that you can kind of like, I get a little bit sick of things. I like to mix it up, go do something else for a while. I'm a little bit notorious for not really finishing that thing at the moment, but the good thing about Vampire Survivors is it's very easy to come back to. And I sort of got a little bit distracted. I started unlocking some of the things that I hadn't unlocked from the previous DLCs, like the Contra DLC that kind of precipitated this whole deal. So I was enjoying that, but yeah, I wasn't prioritizing Castlevania DLC, but Floofy-kun kind of tipped me in that I should maybe focus on that. I've been curious about, we got to Dracula's throne room and didn't have much luck. There's clearly something going on there, and I wanted to know. So we're gonna find out. Floofy-kun did not spoil it for me, just told me that there's some cool stuff if you persevere. I didn't really mean to grab that right now, so that's a little disappointing. How's the Taj looking? So the Taj, I don't think I need the Pomerola to be maxed out. Hey, look at this. That's what you want. Give me that sweet evolution of the Taj. Is that it? That might be it. I believe that's our goal complete, so I think that secures Richter. I think that was all I needed. We'll see. Guess I'm grabbing this now. So there's a lot still to do in Vampire Survivors, and what I guess I was going to get at is that while I was doing the Contra DLC unlocks, getting some of those characters that I didn't have, I unlocked the adventure mode, which I think I heard about, but didn't really know for sure what it was all about. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty exciting. I might get to that at some stage. Share that with you if you haven't already experienced it. I imagine a lot of you have already seen much more of the game than I have. That's cool. Like I said, I'm always up for if you want to drop a tip in the comments section or on the live chat while I'm doing this live. Because we're live, pal. You know that. Why is there a long intro? Because I'm settling in and it's live. It's all live. We don't edit. You get it, warts and all, which is really just a symptom of not really being on top of all this stuff. I don't know. It's fun. Okay, what are we doing? I guess we're just kind of like, we're going hog wild now. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Give me all the stuff. I'm grabbing it all. Some of it unintentionally. I don't know. This is not going to be the run. I did manage to do a run where I got most of the bosses killed in a single run, so that's certainly possible. I think I was speculating about that. I did confirm it on my own time, playing offline. I've streamed some of that. If you want to follow on Twitch, that'd be really swell. Trying to get that affiliate status, but making no real concerted effort to make it happen. That's the Hellhole way, my friends. I don't know what I'm doing here. We're not going to max any of this out. Let's be real here. So far, Maria's kind of a beast, and I like it. She's pretty much a beast in Rondo of Blood. We don't quite have the like cartwheel and backflips approximated here. I like her maneuverability. She's very quick in Rondo of Blood, and the Pachone style little bird was my preferred projectile, I think. I forget how it works. I gotta play some Rondo of Blood. I was really in the mood to play some Symphony of the Night over Halloween, but I didn't get to it. Again, that's the kind of thing where, you know, I could get to that anytime. I'd like to be a little bit more alert when I do these things, so it's not a complete train wreck. We've had a few too many train wrecks, in my opinion. Speaking of train wrecks, the Capcom Wrestling Association is plowing ahead to its next special event. If you want to go to the YouTube archive, that's where you can find all the Capcom Wrestling Association action. Muscle Bomber Duo is the next big event. It is mere hours away. I noticed that the time zone of when there was a time zone issue with when it was being posted. With daylight saving, I went the wrong way, I think, because I'm sort of dealing with international time zones. I'm trying to maintain that like 8 p.m. Pacific time. So we're back to that. So if you're tracking Muscle Bomber Duo, make sure you're just aware of that. If you go there now, you can get to the notification page. You can get your alert. You'll know when it's coming. It's a big one. It's some good matches. It's been a little bit hard going getting all that stuff done, but I'm enjoying keeping the CWA action going for as long as we can in the Hellhole. It's been a lot of fun. I like that kind of thing. I like wrestling. I like storytelling. I like Capcom fighting games. I like all the characters, the plot lines, and things like that. We're trying to exploit as much of it as we can. We're trying to flesh out what we will. Seems like some people are having fun with it. Definitely tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your pets. Get everybody in and watch the Capcom Wrestling Association. It's a WWE 2K kind of fan-fed, E-fed kind of deal, but with the Capcom characters. And we got some SNK and Marvel in there because it's all happening in the real world. Obviously, SNK and Capcom are collaborating both ways. We've got Terry Bogard and Mai Shiranui in Street Fighter 6. Mai is yet to come. But then in the next Fatal Fury, we're gonna have Chun-Li and Ken Masters. So it's two-way traffic, and we're kind of doing some crossovers with the CWA stuff. We've got Team GAW. Ramon joined for the Tag Team Championship Tournament. Teamed up with King of Dinosaurs, so that's fun. And just to acknowledge the Marvel vs. Capcom stuff, we've got Demolition Dunphy, D-Man, running wild as well, so that's kind of fun. You know, I'm a big comic book fan, so I had a bit of fun digging out one of those slightly obscure characters. I feel like D-Man is in a weird place where he actually has a bit of profile right now. You can't get his first appearance very cheap, even though it's like who cares about D-Man? But I think D-Man has just been elevated enough in recent years that somebody's convinced somebody that they should pay a certain amount for it. But I like D-Man. I always kind of like D-Man. Just, a wrestler, superhero, that's kind of cool. And we'll do a little bit more with the Marvel crossover stuff. I guess it's a spoiler, but, the next CWA season, because we've kind of been doing like little arcs or seasons. Next season's going to be sort of like a Marvel versus Capcom versus SNK kind of flavor. Spotlight those characters while they're involved. And then I figure like later down the line, I mean, when I started this, I started putting together, I was thinking about it for a while, and anybody who knows me from the 1UP days, I did this kind of thing in the blogs, the community blogging stuff in 2009. We're kind of revisiting those things. But yeah, I was basically thinking long term, we could do a big SNK crossover. But when I was starting all this, there was no actual crossover. So I sort of expedited Team GAW into the mix because I wanted to acknowledge it and sort of tap into that flavor that's going on, tap into the zeitgeist. Seemed like the right time. But yeah, we might do we'll come back to a bigger SNK crossover at some point. There's still more SNK stuff to go though, so if you like that kind of thing, check that out. We're having fun. Saturday Night Slam Masters has managed to be every Saturday, but I have whittled away my backlog and it's getting a little tight, so I want to try to get some backlog back. Just a little worn out, a little burnt out at the moment, so it's tricky to get that stuff. And right now I'm having real trouble because I really want to do an injury angle to move storylines along. I really want to get across that a guy has been grievously harmed, and I'm just struggling to find an adequate way to do that. What I really was hoping to do was use the stretcher cutscene. You can get a post-match sequence where the stretcher's brought out and they take the guy out, and that kind of would suit what I'm looking for just right, but I don't know how to trigger that, and I can't find anyone to sort of suggest anything. The guides aren't much help. There's some guides for like 2K22, but things have changed. Those things don't really seem to apply. I'm really just looking for, if I've got to sit there and do matches over and over again, I'll do it, but I want to know that I'm not wasting my time, because it gets really tedious, and I just want to maximize my potential and think. There's so many things about the game that don't work intuitively. They're a little bit broken in some ways. There's things that, like, from previous games, even games like from the early 2000s, that these games just don't have it. It's surprising, because my last WWE game was SmackDown versus Raw 2006, I think. And then even back then they kept breaking the new ones. They would like add stuff but break stuff. And I kind of had enough at that point. I'd lost interest in WWE as well during that period. There's a lot of things I didn't really like. SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 has a lot of good stuff in it though, so I was very satisfied with that game, and it was kind of like, I'm kind of done with that. WWE was in bad shape for a long time. I had no real strong desire to come back and play those games. But then I've always thought that it would be a lot of fun to try to do what I'm doing now with the Capcom stuff. Try to keep up like a regular show, that kind of thing, and present those ideas as sort of like a proof of concept for what a revival for Saturday Night Slam Masters could be like. And I'm interested too, because Capcom have sort of like they're excavating all their classic games. You can only get the first Saturday Night Slam Masters, aka Muscle Bomber, in one of the previous arcade collections. I forget the actual title. They've only done the first one, and of course there was the two sequels. So it'd be interesting to see. Maybe, I don't know if they're going to do another fighting game archive. They might have enough material for one more, and maybe you'll get the Slam Masters sequels, the Muscle Bomber sequels in there. It'd be pretty good. But I like the thought of them reviving it with more of like a modern wrestling flavor. Do it with the Capcom style, the Capcom attention to quality and detail, particularly that they've restored with Street Fighter 6. Because Street Fighter 5 was a little bit shabby, a little disappointing, and even that period, it seemed like the resources weren't quite there, and maybe the human resources were sort of being depleted as well. It seemed like there was a little bit of burnout, because I even think of like Street Fighter Cross Tekken was not everything that it promised to be, everything that it could be. It was really just reskinning the Street Fighter 4 assets, which, as much as Street Fighter 4 was awesome, it was a beautiful revival, it was a lovely thing, but you'd already stretched it pretty far at that point, so throwing in the Tekken characters didn't quite cut the mustard. But yeah, it seems like with Street Fighter 6 they've really restored quality, they've really invested in just like intuitive, great, well-made things. I got my issues with Street Fighter 6. I'm a little bit, the roster isn't as exciting to me as it could be. Obviously, DLC is addressing that, and part of that, But I feel like some of the characters are maybe a little too bland, just a little. But yeah, so I'd like to think though that if they brought back Slam Masters, they could do something really cool. I still think it'd be great to see like some Slam Masters DLC in Street Fighter 6, really. And they did get some Slam Masters references in there with some like the emojis and things like that. I think little emote things and stuff that are taken straight out of the game. I think they added some music as well, so that's interesting. I did see some fans were sort of speculating, was this the beginning of something, either a DLC of Muscle Bomber or a proper revival. Like I say, I would love to see a full revival, a full fighting, modern wrestling game. I mean, doesn't necessarily have to be a 2K style WWE style game or the Aki games or whatever. It doesn't have to be like that, but it'd be interesting to see how Capcom might do something like that. That could be really interesting. And I think we're all just, I mean, with what I'm doing with like CWA, I'm doing the obvious stuff of getting like El Fuerte in the CWA roster, getting Zangief in there. These are like no-brainers, absolute no-brainers, things that, if you play Muscle Bomber, if you play Slam Masters, it's almost surprising that Zangief isn't in there. You got Mike Hager, which is awesome, particularly because of the way they don't seem to like to, get Hager in when you want him. I know fans have been looking for him in like Street Fighter and some of the Marvel vs. Capcom games. You finally got him in 3, have to check that out sometime. I've got a copy of that, but I've never even played yet. So we'll dig into that stuff. I mean, I'm always a little bit reluctant because I love these fighting games, but I'm not particularly good at them. And I'm not fooling anyone. I just really love them. I love the characters. I love the design sensibilities. I like the world. I like the story that's there, the quote-unquote lore. Lore is not a word I particularly like to use, but it does address what we're getting at. We've talked a lot about that in the Hellhole. You can find all that kind of stuff in the archives if you want. You can check out. We kind of had to give up on the monthly trailer reactions, which was a real bummer because I was enjoying that, and we did a year's worth, and then things just got too hectic around here to articulate any meaningful thoughts. I was hoping to do more of an edited version, and just couldn't get to it. Still, not to say it won't come back. If you're interested in that kind of thing, go check out some of those trailer reactions we did, and then leave a comment if you're so inclined. You want to see more. I don't know if this shield is useful, like if I'm charging through these death dudes. I don't know if that's getting it done. Is that all? Well, we got Richter, so that's cool. And this is where it gets interesting, I'm told. Again, shout out to Floofy-kun. We purchased Richter. So we got Richter, which is great. That means we've got everybody. This is the whole kit and caboodle, 16 characters. There might be some secret ones, because I think, if I remember correct, they said there's something like 20 characters. There's only space for 16 here. I got them all. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, there's more. Sorry, I missed a row. So that is 20. Okay. So maybe we got everybody? I don't know. I miscounted. Let's see what's cooking with Richter. Okay. I'm going to be a cheap little monkey about this. Interesting. So we got to get to Dracula's throne room and see if something happens. See if something has changed. It's going to be interesting. Don't really know what to expect. I mean, I'm assuming Dracula isn't in this. I don't know. Is he? Isn't he? I don't have any particular plan here. I don't think there's going to be anything for upgrading Richter's default weapon, which, I don't know, is this like the vampire killer or whatever? What are we doing? I'm not even sure at this stage. I guess we could just go for the castle. I'll take the alchemy whip because, well, should I actually? If I'm not going to go after all the bosses, should we go for after all? Let's try to collect the bosses and then head to the Dracula's throne room. Probably not going about this the best way possible, but we're gonna do it anyway. Well, I didn't really mean to hit that, but I did. So this could be making all kinds of trouble for myself, but I'm gonna try to trigger these bosses, get them following. If things don't go horribly, you know, like it works pretty well. This is what I did for a lot of my runs while I was unlocking and amusing myself. I love that Minotaur. That's from Rondo. The Rondo of Blood, I think, is the first appearance of that. I could be mistaken. Dracula X, whatever. But that's cool where it's chasing you. Chasing you through the, is that the beginning of the castle? And then, does it crash through something? I forget. Okay, I'm not planning to use the portals. I don't know if that's the best decision, but it's the decision I've made. See, Audrey 2 is still with us. It's always interesting to see when I do these streams if I remember the name of Audrey 2. Because sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Wings? No, I don't think I will. I'm grabbing weapons. I don't know that I really need to be. I'd like the garlic. I'm not getting offered the garlic as much as I used to. I mean, when you get these DLC weapons and you level them up, then you start getting offered them, which means you're not getting offered other things, which is sort of like maybe a double-edged sword. Interesting. Well, Platinum Whip. Interesting. I wonder what levels up with Platinum Whip. I'm gonna have a little look. See, there is a. I'm spoiling it. There's a Vampire Survivors wiki that's pretty good for stuff like this. I try to avoid it because I've been enjoying discovering things for myself. See, I never would have guessed that clover is what you need to evolve this thing. So let's carry on. So if I can get the clover, I will. Maybe I'll use one of those. Is it armoire things? I don't remember the name of anything. Well, we've got that now. Here we go. Armadillo. That's what it is. Not armadillo. It's armadillo. Should I try to get some of these bosses? I presume they count as bosses. I'm not sure, but for the whip that gets the upgrades, I presume they count. It levels up with the defeated bosses. Hopefully that's true. I don't know. I don't claim to be an expert of this game. If you've been looking at my whiteout playthrough, I'm sorry. I did not mean to imply that I'm an expert. No, but I don't think anybody's actually complained. But I think people thought And I thought it was easy because I'm just so great, but that's not the case. That's not the case. I was merely alluding to the fact that it has the appearance of being easy, and then is not. There's still DLC that I haven't played. I guess I got confused somewhere in there and didn't play it. But I want to get back to Whiteout again and see if I can do better. There's something to unlock on Whiteout, but I think we can make that happen. It's one of the pitfalls of doing like a first playthrough live. You don't know what's going on. You don't know Jack. I didn't know Jack. But it's real, man. It's real. It's raw. And I think you should print it. So we're racking up the bosses. We're at 8 minutes. This is more like it. This is better. Just charging along, knocking off the bosses where we can. We're working through, and we'll enjoy the fruits. Oh, you're blocking the door, you big head. Your big freaking head's in the way. Heed! Which way? I still haven't been in the mystery room. I think in my first playthrough I was speculating about that. There's a room off to the left somewhere around here. I did not get in there, and I still haven't, which makes me wonder if this Dracula throne room situation might unlock it. Very interesting to see what happens. I don't really know what to expect, so it's exciting. You know, I think there's a tendency sometimes these days with online spoilers and just, you know, the flow of information, and people are tending not to engage with things on meaningful levels. They're content to have like digital things rather than like substantial interactions. And I think through all of that, there's maybe a tendency to to want to like spoil everything, and to not want to engage with things without knowing explicitly what it is. And I think that's a shame. I enjoy confronting something that I have. I want enough knowledge to know that I'm probably going to enjoy it. I'm a very discriminating sort of consumer in that manner. I have been for a long time though, since I was a young lad. But at the same time, it's tremendously satisfying and enjoyable to encounter something where you don't know the ins and outs. You know, I mean, even in like the gaming space, there's so much weight given to remakes, and it's like, we've done that. Give me something new. Oh my god, I just died. That's new. I think that's the first time I've died fighting this guy. How did he get me? Well, this might help. The daggers are real difficult to deal with. Try to avoid the tracer, the room tracer, or whatever it is. Come on, man. Usually this is not a problem. I wonder if this speaks to my general build. I'll get some of those upgrades going. Maybe that's not good. Was it the rune tracer that really messed me up before? I don't know what messed me up. We got the doppelganger done. Let's keep moving. 11 minutes. I guess we grab this while we're here. We gotta get moving. We gotta get to Dracula's throne room to see what's going on there, man. You know, I figured going about it this way would get some more upgrades. I was finding when I was getting to the throne room, it was guaranteed. Bad times, death, or something close to it. So I'm hoping that, by going the long way like this, maybe we'll pick up some more useful attack options. I don't know, so when you enter the doppelganger's room, I don't know, do I get credit for killing those bosses that were chasing me, or does that just kind of like wipe them from the board? I'm not really sure how that works. Hopefully we didn't do ourselves a disservice by doing that. We're upgrading the Platinum Whip. Let's keep moving. Maybe I'll grab the Pomerola when I can. See if that encourages Garlic to show up. There's no boss there, so I'm gonna go this way. That's where the secret room is. It's been locked. The locked room, it's not much of a secret, is it? It's not a secret at all. I know exactly where the room is. There's nothing mysterious about the room. But it is locked. Hopefully we'll find a means to get in there now. I'm curious, you know, because this Ode to Castlevania stuff has been so abundant, I am curious if the inverted castle will emerge. There's already a castle kind of thing going on, but you know, might be interesting to get the inverted castle as well. So I really like the Fighting Capcom arcade collections and all that stuff, and I'm thinking too of the re-releases of, you know, Symphony of the Night, Run No Blood, and all the other. There was a recent one that was the DS Castlevania games, I think. Those things are great because they're not really remakes. They have some compromises, unfortunately. I've been preferring to play the PS3 digital release of Symphony of the Night because it's the original version of the game. They changed the dialogue, which is just tragic. But for the most part, it's a way that you can play the original game. It's not a remake. It's not wasting everybody's time and the resources on an outright remake. Because I hate that. You know, Silent Hill 2 remake seems interesting, but at the same time, if you could just make the original Silent Hill 2 available, that would be so much more desirable. Obviously, there were complications in that regard. Hopefully, in the future, we don't have those kinds of complications, but these things happen. You know, corporations don't invest in protecting assets and resources. Things get lost in the shuffle, you know. Things happen. Hopefully in the future we can just have perpetual access to things and not have to worry about these kinds of things too much. And then maybe development can be prioritized toward making new things, which is what feels like is really lacking. And you know, we're not saying anything new, not saying anything that anyone hasn't probably said themselves. You know, at some point you can really only do the same thing over and over again before you gotta give me some sort of, you know, some sort of premise that it's new and interesting. And that used to be, I mean, that's how you get those franchises that we all love and that have been, you know, enduring and remade and all these kinds of things. It's because there was a drive to do something new and exciting, and it was all about pursuing what's the next thing, what's the exciting new thing. And we got to get back to that, man. We got to get back to making things and not just living off old ideas and bad management. You know, like bad, uninteresting, uncreative management. Time to make something new, guys. Again, gotta praise something like Street Fighter 6. Capcom have been giving us the best of both worlds in that regard. Street Fighter 6 is a great slice of new. It's doing so many things, like I say every time it comes up. Just doing so many things, like I was writing on one-up about stuff like that. They did it. They did all the things that I wanted to see, basically. It's crazy. It's crazy, it's so good. We just gotta, I'm curious to see, like, will we get another Marvel vs. Capcom, a new one, with all the hype. It's been a while since 3 and Infinite. I didn't really pay much attention to Infinite, if I'm honest. I don't know what the issue was. Just seemed like more 3 with a less interesting aesthetic style, and yeah, wasn't excited about that one. I mean, you've got, in the same vein as sort of remakes and stuff, you do have a bit of like a 90s revival going on in some of the Marvel media and stuff like that. So in some ways, you know, there are drawbacks to that, but also it's probably a good time to try to do a new Marvel vs. Capcom because you're going to get the more colorful, exciting, you know, comic book style stuff. The movie stuff can go to hell, like it's bland. I don't want it, you know, like why are you trying to make it more like other things? There's plenty of other things. We're hopefully moving past the sort of like 2000s, 2010s, into the 2020s, this convergence where everything was the same, sort of moving toward being the same type of thing. Everyone trying to be more like everyone else, and it's just this bland, you know, centrist, no style, nothing unique, no flavor. You know, comic book as an aesthetic description is not an insult. It's a beautiful thing that evolved, you know, over almost a century now. And it's what I want to see more of. So definitely. And yeah, you look at those 90s Capcom Marvel games. They are like, so much of it is like ripped from the comics, beautifully adapting designs, ideas. There's maybe like a splash of a cartoon reference, but the cartoons at that time were adapting comics as best they could. You know, the X-Men cartoon, the Spider-Man cartoon, they were really pursuing the aspirational goal of being like a comic, being like the serial comics. And that is the ultimate goal. You know, like to hell with the movies that are just grinding out the same crap again and again. You know, it's very tedious. Embrace the comics, and I'd love to see another Marvel vs. Capcom do that. It's interesting. Like, I wonder what could you do in a new Marvel vs. Capcom that would feel fresh, that would make it new and interesting. You know, I guess like if you look at Street Fighter 6, if you could weave more of a story and have more of like a mode that would let you engage with the world a bit more, that could be really exciting. It'd be great to maybe incorporate a longer DLC lifespan for more characters. You're looking for like all your old favorites, but you want to get some new ones in there. I don't know, it's tricky for me because I always look at it through the prism of like, you know, Street Fighter is my predominant interest in those games. It's not the broad Capcom catalog. You know, I'm in it for the Street Fighter things, so I want to see like more of the Marvel martial artists. You know, they delivered some characters that I really want to see. I love Super Skrull, and I thought it was great that Super Skrull was in NBC3. It's about time that they cash in on the Fantastic Four, particularly like the FF are getting a bit of a revival now that the Fox years are over and Marvel's making a new film, so there's sort of a Fantastic Four revival again. It's very compromised, but we won't get into that too much. It feels like it's time for Marvel vs. Capcom to finally deliver, you know, the Fantastic Four. It'd be great if we could get like, you know, we could play out the Thing versus Hulk, sort of classic battles, things like that would be a lot of fun. I am aware that I think I missed... Did I miss a boss? Maybe I didn't. I thought I missed one. Time's a wasting, so I'm trying to make it to the throne room, basically. But we'll collect who we can along the way. Yeah, so Batroc the Leaper is like a character I'd like to see in a new Marvel vs. Capcom. He's a character that they haven't done that I think I would enjoy. Ostensibly, he's just like, he's a savant fighter. With a wacky look and a cheesy, dubious French accent. That's no good. Oh, that's really no good. Oh, no. Did I never pick up the Tirajitsu? You idiot. You idiot. Oh, man, all that. And I didn't... I can't believe I blew that. Let's just teleport. We're going teleports now. I cannot believe I should have got the Tirajitsu to I knew it was going to be an issue, potentially. Mad Groove, let's get our biz together here and stop screwing around. Okay. Yeah. Clover. Over here. Let me grab that too. Let's. See, I wonder, am I making my... if I go early, is it going to be like a horrible... I don't know. Let's see what happens when I go early. I'll take the axe. Whatever. I can't believe I blew that, man. Too busy yakking about Marvel and Capcom. That's what you get, man. We'll have to talk comics because I got a little stack. Got some good stuff. Nice and cheap. Always good when you can find the deals. And basically, that's what I do. I look for deals. I don't have a lot to spend. Gotta maximize every cent, every dollar. We're gonna go in here. This could be a terrible idea. Yeah, I got the two just there. Oh, there's a boss. There's a boss in here now. I don't think that was good. Hey, look, it's Dracula.
Toasty!
Die, monster. You don't belong in this world.
Richter, that's enough. How many times do we have to do this? You and your family of vandals always pop out of nowhere, break my walls and my candles, kill all the demons I keep safely within these four walls, and won't even let me drink a glass of wine in peace. But this time it's different. Let me show you how, in fact, I do belong in this world. May I please get a hand?
What the heck? What the heck? What's going on here? What do we got here?
Thank you, Richter Belmont. But the vampire is in another coffin. I'm joining the Vampire Survivors.
Whoa! I didn't know that. That's cool. So we got Dracula.
What is this travesty?
Now this I expected.
Dracula is supposed to bring death to the world, not join a demented crusade for fun. I, death, will not allow for this mockery.
Here we
I'll
go.
erase this world myself.
Oh wow, look at this. Holy crud. I'm not equipped for this at all. Holy cow. Yeah, well, you think maybe this was a bad idea? Yeah, I'm thinking so. Hey, 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 hey. Take it easy, Death. This is nuts. I didn't know about this. Wow. What the heck, man? Oh, you can go for the hand. What is this? Oh my god. How do I avoid this thing? What the hell, man? What the hell? I don't know what's going on. What the hell? What the? What? Hey ho ha. Fragment of the director allows you to have a health bar. What the? This is wild. Aspect of volcano fragment allows active and passive weapon slots. This is nuts, man. Uh-oh. Okay, so you can't get away from that. Come on. Oh, this is interesting. This is very interesting. This is like the Vampire Survivors creation myth. This is wild.
As you can see, this is a black disc. Cut number 1 contains computer data, so please don't play it. But you probably won't listen to me anyway, will you?
This is nuts, man. Hey, the gang's all here. Yeah. This is incredible. I wonder if this would be going any differently if I showed up with like some good upgrades. Seems like it's supposed to go this way. That's how it had to be. Yeah. It's Castlevania, it's Vampire Survivors, it's everybody pitching in, getting it done. I wonder if it's only characters that I've unlocked. Nah, I think I see some that I haven't. Eat dirt, death. Dillweed. Whoa. Look at me, he's lagging. Where's everybody going? That was nuts. I didn't know about any of that. I wonder, is that everything? I mean, we got Dracula. That's pretty cool. We'll be able to play as Dracula. That's wild, man. This DLC is worth it. It's like $5. You know, I don't know what that is. That's probably even less if you're in the US or anywhere else. This thing is incredible. I like this little rocal. Hey, who's the little pumpkin head dude? And I haven't seen Frankenstein. I just saw him. That was the Symphony of the Night Frankenstein. Not a big fan of that one, but it's in here. So there's characters here. Oh, it's that locked room, probably. There's got to be more. Yeah, there's more to this. There's the silhouette of the castle. Is there going to be an inverted castle? I do wonder. There's a dude I don't recognize. Lurching on with a shield. This is great. Is the castle gonna explode or something? Whoa! Whoa! Hey, lady! I'm not in control of this. Wow. Look at these dudes. Who's that dude? I don't know that guy. Who's that guy? I don't recognize these guys. Who's that? Goblin Queen? Oh, look at that dude. These dudes in the game or what? Just like a teaser for future DLC. Whoa, who's the big guy? Oh, there are extra characters. Wow, there's a lot. Is this gonna be like an inverted castle with all these dudes? Who are all these dudes? Are these like Castlevania DS characters? I don't know any of these names. Never really messed with it. Oh, hang on, I know Shaft. He's a dude. Look at that, we got Dracula. That's cool, man. Well, now I can't stop now. I gotta know. Well, hang on. So...
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk!